There aren't many life sim games that can compete with the giant franchise of The Sims. Although there have been games like The Sims, there hasn't been a direct competitor to it. Until now, that is. Entering early access at the time of this review is inZOI, a life sim that looks like it could rival The Sims giant, and is developed by Krafton Inc., who is best known for PUBG? Whoa, damn, talk about a shift in gameplay. So how is inZOI? Join us here at GameMate as we check out the early access of the game, and see whether or not this could give the Sims franchise a run for their money. In inZOI, players are employed in a company led by Psycat the cat, where their jobs are to create virtual worlds inhabited by Zois. You act as a sort of god in this world as you create and manage the lives of the many different Zois found in the world. And much like any other life sims in the same category, the story you experience in inZOI is the one you create for yourself. It's here you can weave various life stories through created Zoids that are placed in their virtual worlds. They can be guided through childhood, the teenage years, university life, and during their job hunts to become adults. Every character has their own free will and intersecting relationships with other Zois players will create, and therefore their personalities, dreams, and aspirations could meld or clash, allowing for emergent situations and stories between Zois. The sky's the limit here, as you could get lost in crafting your own stories and navigate the lives of Zois as they lead them to whatever grand adventure they have planned. inZOI is a live sim game where players create Zois or characters and put them into a simulated world to let them grow and navigate their lives. These Zois are fully simulated and all have their dreams, aspirations, hobbies, emotions, and relationships with other Zois in the world. At the start of the game, players can create their own custom Zoi household, and it is through them that you experience the world of inZOI. The possibilities of coming up with your own stories and experiences are endless. The world of inZOI centers around creating meaningful relationships with other Zois, which in turn will influence how a player's own Zoi would feel and act. You control every aspect of their lives, from making them clean the house to even walking to work and doing tasks at the office. What makes this game different from games like The Sims is that you can move your character similar to how you would control a character in a third-person view game. You move your character with the WASD keys and can even make them sprint with the shift key. You know, typical third-person view stuff. This makes the game very immersive as you are truly living the life of your Zoi and dictate where they go. If controlling every aspect of your Zoi's life gets tiring though, you can also let the game's in-house AI autonomously direct the Zoi by their thoughts and feelings created by their experiences. This allows you to sit back and just enjoy watching your created Zoi live through life. Another aspect of customizing is the build mode, as it is here you are able to create the dream home for your Zois to live in. The build mode is quite expansive, as you can make and decorate your home to your liking. From building a house from scratch or decorating a pre-made one with some furniture, the game lets you express yourself with how you design your home. Another thing you can manage is the city's theme and look. You can customize every aspect of the city, from how safe it is to even what kind of animals roam around the streets. The cities you can make range from a peaceful utopia to even a more rundown city that is full of crime and despair. All these customizations make inZOI stand out even among the already well-known life sims. The game is not without flaws though, as there are quite a few things that could be improved upon. One thing we notice is that interactions can be a bit strange at times. There are times when our Zoi would just stand still doing nothing even though we had a task queued up for them. It would take us a few speed ups before they started doing the thing they were supposed to be doing. And even when they finally do the task you queued up, the weird pathing and movements make the game feel unresponsive at times. Socializing with other Zois is another part that can be improved upon, as it can get overwhelming as the game gives you a lot of choices on how to interact with the people around you. There are multiple menus for each way you want to interact with NPCs, which leads to the menu looking pretty cluttered. This paired with the weird way that Zois just seem to have severe attention issues, where they just leave mid-conversation, makes conversing with other Zois a bit annoying. By the time we finally found the choice we wanted to make, the other Zoi had already left the conversation and our Zoi was just left standing there awkwardly. While we did mention early that the game is quite immersive, it is here that it can be a bit of a detriment too, as the game has a lot of waiting. Unlike other live sim-esque games where it has incredibly fast day-to-night cycles, time in inZOI passes by very slowly. There were times when it felt like my ZOI had already done a full day's worth of tasks, to find out that only a few in-game hours had passed and my ZOI was already dead tired by 6 p.m. The build mode could also use a bit more polishing and would benefit from more quality of life features, as there are times when it could be difficult to center fixtures like doors and windows, which leads us to get a bit frustrated. All these aren't to say that the game is bad though, as we do see a lot of potential in it, and with a few patches and improvements, we are looking forward to when it leaves early access and fully releases. inZOI looks to make full use of the Unreal Engine 5 with how high quality everything is rendered. The character models all look stunning, as there are a lot of very good looking ZOIs found in the world. Honestly, a lot of the characters you could make could pass off as a K-pop star with how good looking the models are. The customization options are varied too, which makes creating your own ZOI its own game on itself. The open world is vast too, with a lot to see. And that's pretty much all to say about the world. Now, while there is a lot to see and do, the world itself does feel empty. While we weren't expecting the cities to be crowded and have tons of people littering the streets, the rest of the world just feels a bit lifeless. Many establishments around the world cannot be entered and are more of set pieces. Even the buildings you can travel to and enter are usually also empty and void of people, save for some places with other NPC ZOIs flitting about. For a huge city that's supposedly full of life, there's not much of that. The game's performance could also use a tweaking too, as there were a lot of times when our game would just drop frames even though we haven't moved our character to another area. There are also a few model pop-ins where a building would suddenly disappear or reappear. This is very noticeable when we go back to ZOI's apartment. As for audio, it doesn't really stand out too much, but it does a great job of pulling you into the world. It's also fun to hear the ZOIs talk in a made-up language, much like how it is in The Sims. Given its early access status, it's no surprise that inZOI is still quite bare bones, feeling wholly empty at times and having its own share of glitches and whatnot. However, even in a state of current development, there is more than enough content to clear for a good 4 to 5 hour gaming session, such as a lot of activities and locations to explore. Additionally, those with a penchant for creativity will find even more value in the game in its current state. As one of the most refined things present, the customization options is quite at a high level of quality already. inZOI can only keep moving forward from here, and we're more than excited to see what's coming next on their roadmap. So, are you guys willing to give inZOI a try? Do you think it'll be able to compete with games like The Sims when it's fully released? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, like and subscribe for more gaming related content. This has been GameMate, and we'll see you guys in the next video.